Hello, thanks for joining me again. Today's river pattern is a little streamer pattern. Now, I'm no great expert on streamer fishing because I don't get to do it a great deal down on the Avon, but this has worked for me when I've gone to bigger rivers such as the Dee, the Sava in Slovenia. They can be really effective way of fishing. So in the vise, I have a Hanak Jig Superb. It's a 450 barbless hook and it's in size 10. And I've coupled that with the Hanak 4.6 metallic tungsten bead. It's a slotted bead and this one's been painted multicoloured. Thread I'm going to use today is the UTC and it's a black thread and it's number 70. And first thing I'm going to do is just add a little bit of wax to my thread to get me started. I'm going to push the bead over the front of the hook and I'm going to build in a little bit of thread just to hold that into place. Like so. Okay. I'm going to just use my rat's tail here to help me bring my thread down the shank of the hook, and I'm going to stop it just shy of where the barb would be, and then I can come in with my snips and take that away. Okay, next, what I usually do, I'm going to use marabou for the tail here, and what I would usually do is build up a little ball of thread to just help stopping the tail wrapping around the bend in the hook. But on this occasion I'm going to use some resin. This is from Troutline and it's an orange resin, and I'm just going to take a small bead of that onto my bodkin here. And then apply it to just the back end of the fly. Now it serves two purposes. It's obviously bright orange, and I'll just cure that now. So it acts as a hot spot on the back of the fly, and it also does the same job as several wraps of thread to make that rugby ball that I often have at the end of my marabou flies. Now it's going to take a second application, so I'll just get another little bit on. Make sure I get that bump nice and pronounced. Excuse my fingers. And just bear with me while I'm curing this, it only takes a few seconds. Want to make sure it's completely dry because when I tie in the marabou tail, I don't want all the feathers sticking to a tacky surface, and this dries quite clean. So I'm ready now to bring in my marabou tail. I'm using Nature Spirits Prime Marabou Long, and obviously it's black. Take a plume out the thing. I've gotten rid of some little waste at the bottom here. There wasn't much, but it wasn't quite right, so I've gotten rid of that. And I'm going to take about 1.5 inches off the stalk, like so. Transfer it over, and what I want to do is dress it up to get the correct length. I want to not have to pull away much of the tail fibres, because that's the best bit of the marabou for me. So I'm just going to hold it on the complete length of the fly and catch that in. Now for my money that's a little long, so I'm just going to come in with my thumb and forefinger in my right hand and just snip away the tail end. I'm going to lick thumb and forefinger off my left hand just to smooth that all out now. Now that still looks a little long, but I can always adjust that when I'm on the water. Because what you'll often get is you'll get tail nipping, and that's not so good, so I don't want to do that. I'm going to bring my thread back up to the bulb that I've made with the orange thread. Let me just check, see what you're looking at. Yeah, you're probably not quite seeing the orange bulb that I've made, but it's, trust me when I tell you, it will help with this wrapping around the bend of the hook, and it's a good hot spot. So next thing I'm going to do then is I'm going to use some trout stocking dubbing, and this is Highland Peat, which is a nice dark colour. I'll get some out of the packet and show you. Taking quite a generous spread of it here. So I've taken this pinch out, and what I want to do is just thin it out a little bit, not too much though, because I want a nice bushy body with this. And I've got it into this sort of shape here. And next I'll get my magic clip here, and I'm going to catch that in like so. So that's ready to go. Next thing I've got to do is split my thread, so I'll just give it a little twist anti-clockwise and come in with my needle, rub it up and down the thread to make it flat. Then I can split my thread. The uni is great to work with, it's nice and easy to get that split. And then along with my clip, and I can stick that in. Once I've got that in place, I'll just tighten up my bobbin a bit and spin it up. This takes a little while to get it nice and secure, so just again bear with me. Off camera my bobbin's spinning away furiously here, and what I've got is quite a serious amount of dubbing on this. So once I'm convinced it's spun up enough, I'm going to come in, thumb and forefinger, just thin it out ever so slightly, not too much though. I want this to be quite a thick body. And I can put the stuff I've taken off away to be used again, and then with my brush I can simply come up, and each turn I'm just going to move the fibres to the rear. Like so. Then a few turns, and I'm going to add in a little half hitch just to hold my thread in place. Actually, what's happened here is I've snapped it without the half hitch in, so I know this is insecure now, so I'm going to hold on to it, because the next thread I'm going to bring in is the Vivis E16, and this is an orange thread, and this is to make a collar. So you need about 6 hands when you've made a mess of it like I have, but if I catch that in at the point here and just get started, I can then come in with my snips and remove my waste. Okay, disaster averted. I can then concentrate on making my hot collar. Now you don't have to make a hot collar, you can finish off with a black if you want just a plain little streamer, but I always find this helps with just a trigger point for the fish really. So to finish off, I'm going to use some UV resin on the thread, I'm going to get quite a lot of UV on it this time because it helps with the look of the fly. So I've got a fair collection now, and I can now come over. I'm just taking my time with these last few wraps to make sure I get total coverage of the collar, and then I can come in, hopefully this time when I catch in my half hitch it'll hold. Then with my UV pen I can just cure that up. Again, coming with my scissors, take that away. And I'm just going to loosen off my vise and cure the underneath. So once I've got that cured, I can then come in with a little bit more UV just to help finish the collar off. So with the Solaris it comes with a lovely little brush that you can just get into these sort of areas to apply some varnish, or sorry, resin. I've got that in there, and to finish off, simply come in with your UV pen and cure it off. And that's dried perfectly, and there you have an effective little streamer. Now it's going to fish like this, upside down, with the jig hook and the heavy bead. Now I would use this in fairly fast flowing rivers. A 4.6 bead's going to get that fly down real quick, and that's what you need on these big rivers. So I hope that's of some use to you. It's very simple. Give it a go. I'm sure you won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching.